This is the Rebel Call channel. Welcome to today's show. I hate to beat a dead horse about COINTELPRO operatives, but this is really important because we've seen what has happened to the once big, large truth movement that was here on YouTube. We know that they've run people off of the internet for speaking truth, and they've replaced them with government assets. COINTELPRO operatives. For those of you that don't know what COINTELPRO is, it's a CIA operation where if there's any type of naturally occurring organic movement, let's just say like what the truth movement once was, waking people up, getting hundreds of thousands of views per video, all of us that were doing that. The government infiltrated that movement. They wiped all of us out and then replaced it with people like Russell Brand, who are very clearly agents, okay? Anybody from Hollywood, anybody who's allowed to speak openly about similar topics to what we all discuss, and then gets the types of views that they get, and then, of course, starts baiting Christians. We should be concerned with this, right? So recently I covered Russell Brand announcing that he was getting baptized. Nobody was suspicious as to why he even has a tattoo already before he was baptized of Jesus on his arm. Of course, right across from it, he has the number 33. It wasn't honoring Jesus Christ. Why would you have a tattoo of Jesus before you become a Christian, before you're ever baptized, unless you're celebrating the actual murder of Jesus, which is what the occult does. They are baptized in Satanism. One of the things they do is they're given a cross and they break the arms of the cross, making what looks like a peace symbol, the symbol we know as the peace symbol, right? All of these operatives always reveal themselves to us. And I'm going to show you this clip, and then we're going to go into detail again about Russell Brand, because so many people have been removed off of this platform so that they could put people like this in our positions so they can lead people astray, which is why they're talking about similar topics and keeping you trapped in the left-right paradigm. Russell Brand was baptized a week ago, supposedly, right? And people get angry. They go, man, you're not supposed to question what's in somebody's heart and somebody's soul. And I'm not. Okay, I wouldn't question if somebody came to me and maybe they had problems. I wouldn't question what they really believe or what their faith is. This isn't the same thing. This is a Hollywood actor who's married to a Rothschild who was once married to Katy Perry, who you'll see the similarities with the Saturn worship, which I'm about to show you. Okay, this is not somebody who's organically here. This is not somebody who is a Christian. He's playing a role. He's an actor. That's his profession, right? His profession is an actor. So my concern isn't about Russell Brand, if he's really a Christian or not. My concern is Christians who watch and listen to these people who are going to get led astray. The Bible doesn't tell us to be as wise as serpents and as innocent as doves for no reason. Look at Russell Brand a week after his baptism, his supposed baptism, showing his audience tarot cards while wearing a shirt that has Saturn on it. Okay, Saturn, Satan. These people are obsessed with Saturn, as I'll show you later on, but they always reveal themselves in plain sight, right? He's talking about tarot cards. Some Christians out there, I've seen some ministers cover, and they're like, oh, you know, he's a new Christian. Give him a break. He doesn't really get it yet. No, he gets it all right. And that's why he's wearing Saturn right on his shirt as he's showing his audience tarot cards and playing dumb about some of the symbols even on the tarot cards, including the symbol of the specific group of people who are responsible for all of the world's problems, who fund and pay for him. He's an operative right out of Israel. But take a look at this.
Meddle in occultist arts. Kidnapped and held hostage by some railings. That can't be good news, can it? Oh, it's the old kidnapped and held hostage by some railings card. That's good. That means you are going to get a new puppy. Like, it's not going to be that, is it? Well, actually, we've looked into it, and this card is called the Eight of Swords, and it symbolises feeling trapped and restricted, perhaps by your own convictions, self-imposed barriers that can be shed with an open mind. Do you feel trapped? Are you in a state of anxiety and fear? And can you remove the blindfold to become free? I'm interested, I suppose, in the intuitive reactions one might have to tarot, particularly as I move into a more clearly delineated spiritual space with a more clearly ordained path, i.e. a lot of Christians would say that tarot and even yoga is a kind of heresy. What's your personal view on that? Do you still use stuff like this and the I Ching? Do you still look out for symbols and signs as you move further down a particular pathway? One thing's for sure, that when you get something like that, it does serve as a tool for reflection and personal analysis, because I do feel that if I removed the blindfold or let the scales fall from my eyes, I would see more clearly what the path is. I read today, I think, on Hallow, and it's an app that I use for meditation. It's absolutely beautiful, that if you focus on God, that is all you have to do. God will do everything else. Now, you hear stuff like that and it sort of makes a bit of sense, doesn't it? You think, well, all right, so what am I actually worried about now? I'm worried about this attack. I'm worried about this aspect of my family life or this aspect of my personal partnership. Like, how do I focus on God? Well, I suppose what that means is I have faith, I trust, I remove the blindfold and see that the pathway of God is the only pathway for me. God is in charge of my relationship. God is in charge of my working life. And I know what God's principles are: service, kindness, faith, trust, hope, charity, gratitude, acceptance, surrender. So if I'm not doing that stuff, oh, well, is that 8 swords? Let's just say that one weren't there. Then, if I'm not doing that stuff, then no wonder I'm feeling anxious. What do you think about that? And are you happy with hybrid modalities where you're able to meddle in occultist arts? I mean, is that a pentagram? I'm not sure what kind of star that is, but there's some questions. Are you happy to use hybrid models from woo to Q, as I heard Duncan Trussell once say?
I mean, how much more obvious can it get, really? And people out there just think it's like a jealousy issue and all that stuff when we all try to expose these people. It's not like I'm trying to expose another small-time YouTuber with 15,000 subscribers or 500 subscribers, okay? That's not what this is about. We're talking about somebody who reaches millions of people. He has 7 million subscribers, all of which are people who used to listen to channels like mine. I mean, there's another YouTuber out there, Scariest Movie Ever, you might be familiar with. I'm not in communications with him, but I know he's been around for a long time. I know that he's a legitimate truther. He was wiped off the platform recently, right? A lot of us got wiped off the platform so that we could be replaced by these people so that they could lead the audience astray. You can go over and look at the channel the guy's got. I mean, look at the topics he talks about. He's got the World Economic Forum. He's even normalizing terms like psyop to his audience. So people hear this like, oh, this guy's talking truth, right? They don't have the discernment to actually realize these people reveal themselves through signs and symbols. He's got 33 tattooed on him. Maybe more than any person out there, he has more symbolism in his pictures that he posts of doing all-seeing eye symbolism, the tattoos marked on his body. Then he's doing the Saturn worship. And people out there just think, what? What do they think when they see this? That it's his favorite planet? Then he's like, yeah, man, I really like that planet Saturn. Never been there, but I love it. I love the photos of it. I'm going to get a shirt with it on there, right? Just like all the celebrities who are obsessed with Saturn. It's because they're obsessed with Satan. How many have we seen? We've seen Kesha getting Saturn tattooed on her hand. Miley the Virus Cyrus getting Saturn tattooed on its body. Katy Perry, who happens to be the ex-wife of Russell Brand, has Saturn tattooed right on her wrist. We've seen Beyonce on magazine covers, right, with the Saturn earrings. We've seen Adele perform at concerts, not only wearing the Saturn earrings as well, but also getting Saturn tattooed on her arm, coincidentally, of course, on her 33rd birthday. Again, 33 represents the age that Christ was murdered. This is a significant number to the occult. It's the highest degree in Freemasonry. 33 also represents 1/3 of the fallen angels, the ones that they're aligned with, the fallen ones, okay? Russell Brand is a very dangerous threat to a lot of good people. So that's why I'm covering this. Do I care about the fact that I used to have 500,000 subs on about 50 channels? No, the only reason I would care about it is to be able to reach more people. What I care about is seeing our fellow brothers and sisters deceived, who don't have the discernment to see this stuff because they don't know any better. They don't understand government operations. They don't understand. They've never even heard the word COINTELPRO. And they would say to themselves, well, why would they do that? Why would they do a I don't understand why. They're doing it because these people have been put in place. Joe Rogan, Russell Brand, Tucker Carlson. They're ear ticklers. They're ear ticklers who are preparing their audience for the big events that are going to go down, where they should go, how they should live, and what to do. And this guy is also indoctrinating his audience with tarot cards, which is like, how much more obvious can it get? I mean, if the signs and symbols aren't enough for you with this guy, if the tattoo of 33, and also, like I said earlier, having a tattoo of Jesus on his body. Has anybody asked why, if he'd ever believed in Jesus before, he would have Jesus tattooed on him? Oh, he's an inspiration. He didn't believe that Jesus was the Son of Man, okay? He didn't believe that, but he had him tattooed on his body. That's because it's a form of mockery. They mock. Most people in the occult, well, do you think Madonna is a Christian? Because Madonna is always using crosses and crucifixes. It's a mockery. The cross, again, is a Wiccan symbol, but obviously when we see Madonna doing it or any of these other ones that have tattoos or have tattoos of Jesus on their body, it's mockery. They do not worship Jesus. They're doing this to lure in their audience and deceive their audience, ultimately, right? And this is the new face of the movement, right? You have the alt-right media. They're all in bed with each other, right? Ben Shapiro's buddies with Russell Brand. These guys are all buddies with Yuval Harari, who talks about exterminating the human race, how we don't need humans anymore. You want to talk about banning speech and banning hate speech. How about somebody who says that all of humanity deserves to be killed off? How about someone like that gets thrown in federal, how about that's a federal crime, right? How about that's a terroristic threat? Of course not. Of course not, because he's a globalist. And all the globalists are friends with each other. And that's why him and, do you think they're casual friends? You think they just did a podcast together? He's promoted his book a million times. He's kissed him on the face a million times, okay? I mean, it's incredible. Not to mention the fact, it's pretty hard to imagine how anybody is even lured in by Russell Brand. This is a supposed comedian who couldn't be less funny, couldn't be less entertaining, but when they promote these guys and then they start talking about things that everybody is thinking about with a rogue government, it's easy to be deceived because you're hearing what you want to hear. You're hearing what you're thinking. And that's how psychological operations work. Russell Brand is a psychological operation. Russell Brand is a government asset. He wouldn't be here speaking. I mentioned the scariest movie ever earlier in the video because he just got wiped off the internet. And if you're new to my channel and you don't know my history, we're in the 80s now. 80 times plus that this has occurred, to somebody who sounds a lot like me. And I can't go into further detail. Can't even mention my website on here, because if I mention my website, well, then the gig will be up and I'll be gone, right? So I can't even promote my website. I mean, it's incredible how the lengths they've gone to silence actual truthers who are waking people up to government operations, how they work, how psychological operations work, how behavioral control works. These are the things that they're doing, okay? And tickling the ears is a basic government psyop 101. Putting people out there to say the things you want to hear so you think that these people are leading you and have your best interest in mind. That's why Tucker Carlson could do it right in front of you and wear that red bracelet right on his wrist, because the audience doesn't know what the red bracelet represents. They're like, didn't I see Madonna wearing that once? Weren't other celebrities wearing it? Yeah, it represents his handlers, the ones who are allowing him to speak, because they're smart enough to know that they need to lure good people, okay, off of a cliff by deceiving them, by tickling their ears. They reveal themselves constantly with signs and symbols, constantly. Tucker Carlson wears the bracelet. Russell Brand is marked up with tattoos. He's even baptized a week ago and has the nerve to wear a Saturn shirt while he's reading and showing you tarot cards, turning it around and pretending like he doesn't know what the symbol on the back of the car is, which of course is supposedly the Star of David, but it's not really the Star of David. Newsflash. Okay? Showing you who his handlers are. It's incredible how dumbed down the truth movement has become. And it's really because more people have been waking up over the last couple of years, but they've been getting woken up on their own and then following the wrong people. And if they keep them stuck in this left-right paradigm, like all of these celebrities and all of these alt-right media guys are, they're going to be led to doomsday. They're going to be sitting ducks for government attacks, okay? And they're baiting them. They're gaslighting them constantly. These stories that keep coming out about events occurring at churches, they are working them, deceiving them. Christians need to be as wise as serpents and as innocent as doves, and they're not right now. They're not. And this is one of the reasons I continue to fight. As frustrating as this is. You can tell by the sound of my voice, I'm frustrated with everything that's gone on. I'm frustrated, you know. It's a big far cry from getting 200,000 views a video to 5,000. But I don't care about that. What I care about is people seeing the truth and understanding it and waking them up and ultimately leading them to pick up their Bible and find Christ. Not what Russell Brand is doing. Getting people to believe in a new age type of Christianity, which will ultimately be antichrist worship and love of self. That's what he's promoting. It's dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. So Russell Brand is out there doing this crap. And again, we all know all the truth people that have been wiped off. I just used Scariest Movie Ever as an example of one person because people posted on the website that he got removed. I didn't know he was even around still, but I know that he had hundreds of thousands of viewers. And why all of a sudden would he get wiped off? Why wouldn't Russell Brand get wiped off? There's a video right on his I had to cut the bottom of it because he's talking about the magic potion. The rest of us, if we talk about the magic potion, we're automatically removed. We don't even get 3 strikes. You're removed from the platform. Certainly not going to tell you about that black goo in regards to it or gene editing and what they're really trying to do. They won't go into detail about that. They'll just be like, oh man, it wasn't healthy for people to take it. And they took it, right? Because there's a large group of people who are like, oh yeah, they're trying to kill everybody with it. They don't understand ultimately what the Internet of Bodies is about and how they're trying to hook people up to the internet. And they're putting in this black goo that you keep seeing celebrities, promote in their music videos and their Instagram accounts where they're dripping in black goo. Yeah, they're talking about a transformation. The transformation is humans transforming into a new species, man and machine. That's what's going on. You're not going to hear that stuff over on those channels. But what they'll tell you are things that are baby truths that you want to hear, where they come out and they say, oh yeah, they gave everybody poison. It wasn't good for people. Oh, okay. And they'll stop there. And they'll be allowed to talk about it because they're government agents. They're luring people in with content like that. And ultimately, at the end of the day, we're going to find out just where these people are luring their audience. And it's not in a good direction, okay? It's not in a good direction. There's a reason the government has replaced us with these people. And we haven't even seen yet what that's going to be. But obviously, if you start thinking about the stuff I've discussed, when we talk about blue states and red states and how they're going to deceive Christians, ultimately, Christians are their enemy. That's the enemy of the devil, right? They worship the devil. They hate Jesus. They hate Christians, true Christians. They want to trick Christians. They want to lead them astray. And they also want to eliminate them because the only threat to their new world order is Christianity, okay? So they're going to use people like this to maneuver Christians around like pawns on a chessboard. That's what they're going to do. And all the Christians go, oh, no, they won't. They're not going to do that. That's thinking, look, you're crazy. Oh, yeah? I know their playbook inside and out. I am well aware of what is coming. And I can promise you right now, the people out there who are revealing themselves wearing Saturn shirts, wearing, Kabbalah bracelets, they're ultimately playing with Christians because they're in bed with the synagogue of Satan, and they want Christians to be in bed with the synagogue of Satan too. It's no coincidence that he turned that tarot card around to show you that symbol and then pretend like he didn't know what it was. What is it? I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, you mean it's only the symbol for your handlers. It's only the symbol for the New World Order that Christians seem to think has something to do with David, and it doesn't. It's an occult symbol. I thank everybody for being here. I needed to rant about it. It makes me absolutely sick. It just makes me absolutely sick to see how easy it is to dupe these people and tickle their ears with these characters are just tickling their ears. I can't believe how duped they are. It used to be a thing where like truthers used to argue with each other. Like, there'd be one that doesn't like each other. And I've been there before. I had people attack me because of how popular my channels were. So I understood there was a little bit of jealousy built in because they made just as much content and nobody watched theirs. I got it. Them going, oh yeah, this guy's an agent. I didn't sit there and go, what's their problem? I would just say, look, show me any of my content that would make you think I'm an agent. And they couldn't answer that. They just go, you got too many views. You got too many subs too fast. Okay, well, my argument back is my fruits reveal who I am, right? Our tree is known by its fruits. So if there's content that I make and you're like, whoa, what is this guy pushing? That's a different story, okay? Other than saying, well, I don't like how he sounds. I don't like the fact that he keeps getting subscribers. That's not a real debate or argument to be had. But that's the way this movement used to be. Everybody used to fight with each other. And now all those people who called each other shit, we've all been wiped off, right? But I couldn't imagine 5 or 6 years ago if we were all doing this and Russell Brand just moved into the movement. Everybody out there be like, this isn't even like, we don't even need to do a video to discuss it because it's so obvious, everyone would say. They just be like, I mean, you really can't see that Russell Brand's going from Hollywood, married to a Rothschild, married to Katy Perry, right? That suddenly he's a truther. Now he's finding Christ while showing his audience terror. I mean, you wouldn't even have to make a video. You would just shake your head. Everybody would be like, this is just too obvious. But it's not too obvious, clearly. By the amount of people that come over and defend Russell Brand, they defend him doing all the hand symbols, right? The all-seeing eye symbols over and over. They defend all the stuff that couldn't be clearer, how he openly mocks and uses the number 33, knowing his audience is too dumb and gullible to actually understand it. The audience goes, hey, no, he explained 33 to me. Oh, he explained it. He explained it to you, right? Oh, okay. It's the same as asking a Freemason. They're sworn to an oath of secrecy. He's not going to admit it. Newsflash. That's how they've gotten away with this. They don't admit it. Just like witches don't admit their affiliation to covens, etc., out in the open. They're all sworn to secrecy. So he's not going to come out and be like, yeah, I've got a 33 tattoo because I'm a Freemason and I'm in a secret society. Why? Because then everybody would go, well, I'm not going to listen to him. I don't know about that. I've heard that it's bad. So instead, he could just come out and say whatever he wants, and these idiots believe it. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. We've got to all continue in this fight. I mean, I get worn down, and I've been worn down recently because I realized, my time might be coming to an end here, which is why I'm pumping out as much content as possible, because I'm just going, look, I'm going all in. They remove me again, okay? But I'm going all in. I'm putting as much in there, much out there, I should say, as I possibly can. If people don't want to watch it, don't watch it, right? But we all need to continue in this fight. We can't let other Christians get swallowed up by government operatives because it's going to lead to their demise ultimately, especially Christians out there that are going to think it's okay to do tarot cards. We all know the dangers of New Age Christianity, okay? Spiritualism, this New Age crap that he promotes. It's Antichrist worship ultimately. That's what it is, and it's self-worship. And many Christians are going to get lit into that because they see that some of the videos, like, I love Russell Brand, he's so funny, he's so silly. He's a Christian now like me. Maybe I can go to him for spiritual guidance. Don't. Go to your Bible for spiritual guidance, not these government operatives. I thank everybody for being here. Hope you're all doing well. God bless you and your families as always.